Hello everyone, my name is Joy, better known as Sachikoizi Joy, and today we're going to be talking about or reviewing Little Witch in the Woods, specifically the Game Pass version. If you don't know what Little Witch in the Woods is, it's an indie life simulation video. It's developed by the South Korean studio Sunny Side Up, and I would definitely classify this as a cozy game. So I'm gonna be talking about, do I think it's worth it? What do I think about this trend of cozy games being in early access to test during the game's launch? So let's do it, guys. Let's get cozy. Okay guys, so you'll have to bear with me. This is my first review, so I'm trying to see how I want to do this. So if I stumble upon my words, I'm very sorry. Also, I have a script right here, so if I keep looking this way, it's because I'm going off a script. If I don't have a script, I'm going to ramble. So let's talk about the game. So as far as the game's physics and controls, Little Witch in the Woods is a pixel art RPG game, and the controls are pretty easy. I mean, it's not really that complicated. This game controls make sense for the pixel art style. Your main character, Elle, she manages to smoothly ride on her broomstick throughout the aesthetic RPG fantasy world. Starting out on the PC, they have you using the directional buttons, which if you're playing on keyboard, that's very different from the WASD controls that the games normally do, but I quickly got used to it with no problem. Objective and goals, so right off the bat, our goal is pretty clear. It's pretty typical of like slow RPGs, which is to talk to as many characters as you can and find out your objective as the story progresses. Goals are pretty much dependent on the story, but the game does a great job of getting to know the characters while doing the typical fetch quest of RPGs. Full design. The world is very vibrant in the aesthetic pixel art style. I love this art style in video games. I would describe the world as being very bright, very pixelated, and very cute. There are no levels per se, only limited open areas that need to be unlocked through various quests. But my favorite part of the game is most definitely the cute animals sprinkled around the area, who we later find out is used in various potions and spells. Storyline and themes. The main theme I would say throughout the game is cute. Everything is cute, cuddly, adorable, and wants to be hugged to death. The story is very strong compared to other cozy games I've played, but I almost believe that this is done on purpose. This game is designed for you to think like the main character, Elle, and to slow down and admire absolutely everything. I keep saying I'm sorry guys. Elle is very kid-like, and I think that's kind of how they want you to play the game, in like Elle's point of view. So I love Elle, and I love that the game just, wants you just to admire the art style, the world, the cute animals, everything. So the story does involve like Elle being a witch, just slow living. Very much like Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, I would say, is a little bit more adult in the theme, in that you're coming on the island and you're trying to establish yourself on the island. You got rent and loans and all that type of stuff. But on this game, again, they pretty much stick to the notion that Elle is a kid and she's just like happy-go-lucky, and she's just exploring the world. So for the user interface, there isn't really much to say about it. It's pretty straightforward and easy to understand. I didn't find it like overly complicated or anything like that. So I think anybody can get the user interface. It's not too cluttered. Very, very, very easy to understand. So for art and design, I mean, I'll say it again, the art style is literally my favorite part of the game. Everything is so cute and aesthetic, even down to the sounds the game makes when you're making potions. One of the best things about this game is the music. A game with a memorable soundtrack, sounds, and character design will most definitely stand the test of time. Like, I can picture the exact sound of me picking up a seashell on Animal Crossing, and I also can remember the sounds of Elle making the potions, the squishy chubs, the animals and stuff like that. So I think sometimes developers take sounds for granted in music, but trust me, if you still remember the soundtrack to Stardew Valley, I mean, hey, that is perfect for your customer and the consumer, because they're going to be looking up the soundtrack and they're going to be remembering the game just from the sounds and the music. So I think they did an excellent job on this. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say as far as the art and the design and the music. It's just fantastic. Oh, as far as character development, so when I first start playing the game, we get introduced to Elle, and we also get introduced to Virgil. Now, I do want to talk about Virgil. Virgil is kind of like, if you guys have ever played Genshin Impact, he's kind of like the Paimon of Genshin Impact. There's nothing inherently wrong with that, but there are times where the dialogue gets a little bloated between Elle and Virgil, and sometimes I just want to tell Virgil to shut the frick up. But it's okay. He's supposed to be like the comic relief, but there's a lot of dialogue that Virgil does that I don't feel is like necessary. But again, he's supposed to be like the voice of reason. He's supposed to be like the adult in this world, so I get why, you know, he's like kind of getting on Elle about stuff. He's always telling her to focus. But yeah, like I said, I think the dialogue between her and Virgil could be a lot, maybe less, but that's just my personal opinion. As far as the characters go, the characters are interesting. There's really no character development in the game so far, because the early access version, at least on the Game Pass version, is not that long. I mean, I pretty much like every character. Again, everything is supposed to be designed as cute. Now, in the Game Pass version, we did get to a point where I feel like we had some sort of villain, but it didn't really get very far. Speaking of very far, let's talk about progression and rewards. So obviously in this game's early access, you don't get that far, especially on the Game Pass version. Microsoft is extremely slow to update games. They've always been like this. I have no idea why. And yeah, so you don't really get much of the game. I mean, I'm gonna have in the title later how much of hours I played, but right off the top of my head, I don't remember how many hours I played. But yeah, most of it, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, was spent doing fetch quests and making potions. Not that I mind that, because like I said, the music and the sounds in the game make it a very relaxing game, and also the art style is like really cute. But I can definitely see if all you're doing is fetch quests and talking to these characters, that might get a little old when the game releases. But that depends on you guys' like attention span and what you like, you know. I don't know. I didn't find it boring, but I definitely can see how someone would get bored of this game. super quick. So as far as rewards, there really are no rewards because, like I said, it's an RPG. It's a very slow RPG, and also it's very much dependent on the story. So there's also no combat in the game, which is fine. I don't need combat. But you know, there's like no weapons you can acquire. I mean, it would kind of be nice, and I believe on the Steam version L you can decorate her house and stuff like that. It would be nice if you get stuff like that, and also maybe some fashion or clothes. But yeah, rewards are pretty much limited on the Game Pass version because, well, it's not really the full game. Oh, last but not least, I want to talk about the trend of this game or other games, not just Little Witch in the Woods, being in early access at a price point. So, a while back, I don't know how long ago this was, people bought the Steam version and Sony Side Up had a update to the game. So on the update, you lost all of your progress. Luckily, I have the Game Pass version, so that didn't happen to me, but I can only imagine me buying a fully priced game. You guys made an update and all of my progress was just gone. I mean, I know that they give you a warning that the game is in early access, but I gotta admit, guys, that was a little... that was crazy. I'm not gonna even lie, that was super crazy. And I can only imagine how the players felt. They said their comments and reviews, how they didn't really like that. The developers did issue an apology, but yeah, that's a pretty, in my opinion, huge deal, especially after you paid for the game. What is my honest opinion of paying for an early access game? For the price point that Little Witch in the Woods has for early access, it is a little high. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't necessarily mind paying for an early access game, but at a certain price point, it does get a little high and it doesn't really make any sense, and it's a little bit too expensive to be essentially paying for a demo. So on the Game Pass version, it's really not any better because I believe at the time of this recording, Game Pass Ultimate has gotten up to $18. So $18 for an early access game, in my opinion, is a little much, but I mean, that's just my opinion. You guys may disagree. So I know you guys are like, well, it's the same as you like supporting it on Kick or something like that. I mean, yeah, true, I guess. But again, you're on Kick, at least in my opinion, you are paying towards the progress of the game, right? So you're kind of essentially like dumping into the development of the game. You're supporting them directly. So for early access, buying it at early access, I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that you are supporting and dumping into the development. Or are you? I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's not really stated clear on Steam or Game Pass. I mean, they warn you and tell you that you are playing early access and demo, but they don't, as far as I know, necessarily tell you that the money is going towards the actual development. You could also argue that you're paying one price as opposed to continually dumping in money like a Kickstarter or something like that. So maybe it is better. I don't know, guys. All I know is that there is this trend of cozy games, not just cozy games, but maybe some other games. I've only seen it in cozy games, but I don't play every game. Anyway, I do notice in cozy games that we are paying for essentially demos and early access. All I can say is, guys, this is my final thought. Buy at your own risk, because again, if I buy a game, even though I know it's early access, you did an update and all of my progress is gone. That's gonna turn me off a little bit. I'm not gonna even lie, you know, but it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think about buying games in early access. Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Are you fine with it? Let me know. Also, did you play Little Witch in the Woods Game Pass version or Steam version? What do you think about it? Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my first game review. I'm still working it out how I want to do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye guys.